Good afternoon. It's April the 2nd, 2018, the start of a new trading month, week, and quarter. And start with our usual disclaimer. Hypothetical or simulated performance results have certain limitations, unlike an actual performance record. Simulated results do not represent actual trading. Also, since the trade has not been executed, the results may have under overcompensated for the impact of certain market factors, such as lack of liquidity. Simulated trading programs in general are also subject to the fact they're designed with the benefit of hindsight. No representation is being made that any account will or is likely to achieve profit or losses similar to those shown. Hey, we had a hell of a day today. We wanted the short in crude and the Emini, and we could have gotten short treasuries if the Emini had rallied, but it didn't. That set up a nice long trade in both gold and treasuries, so we were right on top of it. We'll go to 3 minutes right here. I've had to change this to the F4 configuration to make sure that we could see it. And we started off this morning. I thought on the 7 o'clock briefing we might make it 39 to 44. On the 8 o'clock briefing we lowered it to 34 to 39. And we had a high, I think, right at 37 or 38 right here. Have an outside bar, value area high. But we just wanted to get on the short side of the market today. We said tariffs didn't look so bad, but if the fangs got whacked again, and it was likely that they would, the trading community would come back in and hit them. That's all we had to pay attention to, and it led to some fabulous trading. I mean, you could do no wrong anywhere down here. Retest failure, even down here. Had no interest in the long side of the market, retest failure, all of these S's, and then on our last update we had guessed that the low might be in for the day, and so far that guesstimate is holding up pretty well. All sorts of tools to help and aid you with your trading right here, that top bar right there. Turned sellers on that bar and the market basically sold, and we're 50 lot trader 11,000. It's pretty unusual to get more than 11,000 short with a 50 lot trader. So big day today. We saw it coming just like we did last week with the heavy breaks, and we'll see if my call for the low was in for the day holds up through the close today. Sometimes they don't. I hate to admit that, you know that, of course. Okay, nothing but selling today, and I think we had 85 points of range, intraday range right here. So lower high, lower low, find a place to sell it. After a trend day, we don't have a lot of news tomorrow, total motor vehicle sales, so I'm guessing we're probably looking at a pause day if the selling does not get started early. A lot of people don't really appreciate that after trend days, most of the time you're going to get a pause day. I'm going to put this on 2-point increments so we stand a chance of getting it all on one screen. And there you have it, 85 points of range. So obviously the first place that we should look for some resistance will be 75 to 80. And then the second place, the last rotate up, was in this 85 area. And then the buck. So as long as we stay below 2,600, I believe this market can sell. With a close right here at 68.50, we'd be selling 69s to 74s. And then 79 to 84. Tomorrow's news, 17 million in total vehicle sales. On the buy side, I think we can make new lows, but 46 to 51, buy one. and 31 to 36 by 2. Give it a little bit of room on the downside. Now, where are we fundamentally? We're waiting for second quarter results from the tax cuts that hit in the first quarter, and there's a lag time there. So corporately, we've seen a lot of spending in anticipation of these tax cuts. Individuals started to see them in their paycheck in February, so it's probably going to be the second quarter, say April, May, June, before we see the results of that. Okay, long as treasuries see all the heavy selling in the Emini, it's going to be pretty easy for them to move sideways and or higher. So we've got a higher low and a higher high. Find a place to buy it. And again, if the Emini is rallying, we don't want to be long treasuries. I think they'll sell. So right now, just leaning against resistance, 11 to 15, sell 1. 19 to 23, sell 2. On the buy side, make it 1 to 5 on the idea that the E-mini will consolidate tomorrow. And then 25 to 29 for buy 2. Looking at the 30-year, knob spread was strong again to the upside. Got over 25. So last rotate up was 29. 28 to the buck, number 1. Sell 3 to 7, sell 1. If the E-mini is rallying, we want to be short. If the E-mini is still selling, we don't want any part of the short side. 11 to 15, sell 2. On the buy side, I period low is 14, so we'll make 16 to 20, number 1. 9 to 13, buy 1. And 1 to 5, buy 2. Boy, you know, when you look at the cynicism and the outright just total lack of any sort of moral compass that it takes to run a lot of the political operations that we see today, it just I just have to sit back. What kind of mindset gravitates towards that? And I know what's in it for them. I mean, it's money and power. But I just sit back there and just, how many long-term laws of nature and spiritual laws do you have to break to find yourself in that position? And apparently there's a lot of people out there that have no qualms about it. 48 to 50 will make that sell 1. I can get it down right there. Stops above 50 will be that play. Give ourselves a little bit of room. Then 54, 56, sell 2. On the buy side, 41, 39, buy 1. And then 34, 36, buy 2. Boy, that thing is really compressed, isn't it? Hard to read that one. And the reason it is I'm on the wrong screen. So let's go take a look at F2. Not making nearly as many mistakes as I did last week, but again, it's coming back together, but it might be another week or two before I have both feet on the ground and everything working. Okay, we broke out at 44, so we'll make 42, 44 buy 1, let them come back and retest the breakout, and 38 to 40 for buy 2. On the sell side, 48 to 50, then 54 to 56. And looking at crude oil just got whacked today. It's an outside day, so that means trading range. And I think 63 is one of those numbers right there. You can see that's where the dent is. So F1 on crude oil says we can actually trade it tomorrow. So right here is the break, 63.75. Last rotate up stopped at 63.40. And we're at 14, so a little short covering in London. 25 to 50, sell 1. 75 to the buck, sell 2. There will be no API numbers tomorrow night. We are at support, so 62.75, 63 buy 1. And 62 and a quarter, 62.50 buy 2. I'm guessing that we're going to have a pause day tomorrow, as in the Emini. But again, this is just one of those markets where we could just do no wrong today, and we were on it. No questions, no doubt, just looking for a place to sell it all day long. Okay, the euro, we didn't think we'd get much out of the euro today because of the banking holiday in Europe, so we have an outside day. Trading range held, didn't do a lot of volume. So our assessment was correct, coming in at 7 Central. And I point this out again, just we are able to put the markets into context for the most part. We're subject to surprise news spikes like everybody else, but generally speaking, on most days you won't get a news spike, and we can make the correct calls of market in a range, market has the potential to trend, market has a chance to move today, market doesn't have a chance to move today, which dictates whether we're going to use a bracketed approach or a trending approach to the market. Okay, pretty clean break here at 85, so we're at 68, so we'll make 75 to 85, sell 1. 24 even, 24.10, sell 2. The yen was up. Dollar was split amongst the various currencies. I think we might see a little rally in the overnight. Have a shot at 24s. On the buy side, 23.50 where we were this morning. Didn't quite get there. 23.25 for buy 2. The news starts on Wednesday with non-farm payrolls on Friday. That tends to hold the market in a range. And we'll see if that actually happens. We will take our trades as they come up. And had another fabulous day. What a glorious day to be alive, traders. And I'll see y'all bright and early in the morning. Y'all have a great evening.